The night I finally returned to Briarwood Playground, the swings were moving on their own. They creaked slowly, back and forth, even though the air was dead still. No wind, no voices, just that familiar, broken rhythm that instantly pulled me back to a time I had spent my entire life trying to forget. I stood at the rusted gate, fingers trembling, telling myself this was stupid. I was 30 years old now. Nightmares shouldn't follow grown men across state lines. And yet my chest felt tight, my heart beating too fast, like it knew something my mind was still refusing to accept. Briarwood Playground had been shut down for 20 years. After the disappearances, I was 10 years old when it happened. Back then, the playground was the heart of our neighborhood in Ohio. Bright slides, freshly painted seesaws, laughter echoing until sunset. Parents felt safe letting their kids run free. No one locked their doors. No one imagined evil could hide behind something built for children. Until one summer evening, when my best friend Tommy vanished. The police said he probably wandered off. My parents said it was an accident. But I knew better, because I had seen the man by the swings. The memory hit me now as I stepped inside the gate. My flashlight flickered, briefly illuminating the cracked asphalt and weeds growing through it. The air smelled damp, rotten, like wet wood and old metal. The swings stopped moving. Every instinct screamed at me to leave, but I forced myself forward. I hadn't come back to relive fear. I had come back for answers. The nightmares had returned 3 months ago, more vivid than ever. Always ending the same way, with a child screaming behind me and a voice whispering my name. I reached the slide, its surface scratched and peeling. That's where Tommy and I had been racing the night he disappeared. I could still hear his laugh. "You're too slow." I swallowed hard. That was when I heard footsteps. Not running, not walking, dragging. My flashlight beam snapped toward the sound, landing on the far end of the playground near the merry-go-round. Something stood there, tall and thin, its shape almost blending into the darkness. It didn't move, it just watched. "Hello." My voice cracked. The figure tilted its head in a way that made my stomach turn. No human should bend like that. Suddenly, the flashlight went out. Darkness swallowed everything. I fumbled with the switch, panic rising, when a cold breath brushed against my ear. "You came back." The voice was wrong. Too many layers, like several people speaking at once. I spun around, swinging the flashlight, but nothing was there. When the light flickered back on, the figure was gone. I stumbled backward and nearly fell over the sandbox. That's when I saw it. Small footprints pressed into the sand. Bare feet, child-sized, fresh. They led toward the old maintenance shed at the edge of the playground. "No," I whispered, "not again." When I was 10, the shed had always scared us. It was never locked, but no one went inside. The air around it felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. Tommy had dared me to peek inside that night. I never did. He went alone. The footprints stopped at the shed door. I reached for the handle, every muscle tense. The moment I touched it, the door swung open on its own with a long, slow creak. Inside, the smell was overwhelming: mold, rust, and something far worse. My flashlight revealed scratch marks along the walls. Deep ones. Too deep for fingernails. Then I heard crying. A child's sob, weak and broken, coming from the far corner. "Tommy," I said before I could stop myself. The crying stopped. Silence stretched, thick and suffocating. Then laughter replaced it, high-pitched, joyful. Wrong. The shadows inside the shed began to move, twisting together, stretching into long, thin limbs. Faces formed and vanished, children's faces. Dozens of them, all staring at me with empty, black eyes. "You left us," the voices said together. I fell to my knees, memories crashing back. That night, after Tommy went into the shed, I heard him scream. I ran home instead of helping. I told myself an adult would handle it. No one ever did. The shadow figure stepped forward, fully formed now. It wore a smile too wide for its face. Its skin looked stretched, like it didn't quite fit. "We needed you," it whispered. "One more to stay." The shed door slammed shut behind me. I screamed and threw myself at it, pounding until my hands burned. The children's faces closed in, their whispers filling my head. I felt small again, 10 years old, terrified. Then something changed. The voices began to argue. "He's too old. He remembers. He came back." The creature recoiled, its smile faltering. I felt the pressure lift, just enough. I grabbed the flashlight and smashed it against the door handle. Wood splintered. Light flooded in as the door burst open. I ran. I didn't stop until I was outside the gate, gasping for air. Behind me, the playground was silent once more. Empty. Still. As I collapsed onto the grass, I realized something horrifying. The footprints in the sand were gone. But new ones had appeared, leading out of the playground. Small. Bare. Heading toward the neighborhood. My phone buzzed in my pocket. A news alert lit up the screen. Local child reported missing near abandoned Briarwood playground. Some nightmares don't end. They just wait for someone new to play.